Earthquakes. An earthquake is the minimal to rapid shaking of the ground due to the movement of rocks along fractures, known as faults on Earth's surface. These faults are usually associated with the parallel movement of plates in a transform fault. As the plates move, rock deformation occurs and energy starts to build up. When the rocks break, energy is released, resulting in an earthquake. Earthquake hazards. There are so many things that can happen during or after an earthquake. There are surface rupture and physical damage to buildings and other infrastructures, liquefaction, fire, landslide, and tsunami.
Hello everyone! So today we are discussing about volcanic eruptions and volcanic hazards. Earthquakes are sometimes used in predicting volcanic eruptions. An earthquake alerts the authorities to observe a nearby volcano. Active volcanoes are the ones that usually closely monitored by volcanologists, and the Philippines is one of the countries that have a lot of volcanoes. There are two types of volcanic eruption depending on the magma composition, the explosive type and the Hawaiian or non-explosive type. The type eruption depends on the viscosity and amount of dissolved gases in the magma. Explosive eruption depend magma that is highly viscous and contains large amount of dissolved gases. On the other hand, the Hawaiian type or non-explosive eruptions have magma that has low viscosity and low amount of dissolved gases. Viscosity determines the ability of the magma to flow. The lower the viscosity, the easier it is for the magma to flow. Therefore, in the explosive eruptions, the magma could not easily get out of the vent. This impedes the remaining magma below, causing an increased pressure. Once the pressure is released, an explosive eruption occurs. Now, we are heading to hazards. Volcanic hazards. Explosive volcanic eruption release pyroclastic flows and the material that is considered to pose the greatest threat. The pyroclastic flows often render people unable to run, since they become overwhelmed with what they are seeing. Too much pyroclastic materials may bury people and severely damage the agricultural land and the livestock. Damaged agricultural land could lead to famine. After an eruption, pyroclastic materials that have settled along the slope of the volcano get mixed with rainwater. This would start a mudflow or lahar, moving at high speed, destroying everything along its path. Poisonous gases are also released from land and the livestock. Damaged agricultural land could lead to famine. After an eruption, pyroclastic materials that have settled along the slope of the volcano get mixed with rainwater. This would start a mudflow or lahar, moving at high speed, destroying everything along its path. Poisonous gases are also released by volcanoes. These gases may be lethal to people, animals, and plants. Just like earthquakes, volcanic eruptions may also happen underwater, which can trigger a tsunami. So, that is all for today. Thank you.
Hydrometeorological phenomena. Tropical cyclones, monsoons, and thunderstorms are hydrometeorological phenomena that are often experienced in the Philippines. These phenomena can cause severe damage to an affected area, especially if the people are not prepared. Number 1. Monsoons. Monsoons are regional wind systems that are seasonally breezing. The mechanism of these monsoons is very similar to how the local winds, sea breeze, and land winds are generated. Number 2. Tropical cyclones. Cyclones are wind systems that are circulating around low pressure area. Tropical cyclones are formed over warm oceans. The cyclones that are formed over the Pacific Ocean or Indian Oceans are called typhoons, while cyclones that are formed over the Atlantic Oceans are called hurricanes. Number 3. Thunderstorms. Thunderstorms are characterized by strong winds, heavy rain, lightning, and thunder. They are formed when a warm air mass is forced to move upward by a cold air mass, producing a cumulonimbus cloud.
Meteorological hazards are the result of strong winds and heavy rains. Heavy rains bring about floods and strong winds cause storm surges and massive destruction of property. Number 1. Storm surge is the most destructive hydrometeorological hazard. It is the rise of the normal sea level caused by the winds that are direct toward the shore. It can reach a height of at least 8 meters and may cause the most destruction in coastal areas. Number 2. Wind damage is the most obvious hazard of cyclones and thunderstorms. Since these are characterized by storm winds, it can cause severe damage to infrastructure that are weak and poorly built. Although well-built structures may still be damaged by strong winds that create huge storm surges. Strong winds may also send debris from damaged infrastructure flying at high speeds, which could be dangerous. Number 3. Flood is the hazard brought about by heavy rains in places that are far from coastal areas. It may or may not be accompanied by strong winds, but continuous rainfall combined with the failure of the flood control system may be the cause of most of the casualties sustained by an area. That's all, and thank you.
Coastal erosion is the wearing down of the coastline by the movement of the wind and water. It is not a constant process. Instead, the rate of erosion depends on other events such as cyclones. When cyclones occur along coastal areas, the wind and waves carry the movement of sedimentary away from the shoreline. Shoreline plays an important role. They are used in transportation, fishing, and tourism. Therefore, preventing coastal erosion is of utmost priority. There are three main classifications of stabilization the shoreline and stabilization and retreat. Number 1, hard stabilization is done by building structure that will slow down the erosion on areas that are prone to erosion. Second, the soft stabilization includes the process of beach nourishment wherein sand from an offshore location is brought in an area with receding shoreline. The third one is retreat. Is the option taken by the resident near areas where coastal erosion is already severe.
Submission will most likely occur in reclaimed land. These are the areas that we original parts of ocean riverbeds or lakebeds. They are low-lying flatlands, so even a small rise in sea level can cause great damage on the land. To prevent this from happening, not only reclaimed land, but also in coastal areas, a hard stabilization technique is used. Seawalls are built along the coastline to protect the land from being easily eroded. Aside from a wall's decay, can also help prevent flooding. The government can also upgrade the infrastructures built in coastal areas, regenerate mangroves, or regulate the people.
Water intrusion. Saltwater intrusion is the movement of salt water into the freshwater aquifer. The natural flow is that the fresh water, which is less dense, move towards the denser salt water. But if fresh water is being withdrawn faster than is being replenished, then there will be a change in pressure and saltwater intrusion in occur.
Mitigation and adaptation. The Philippines is located in a disaster risk area and hazard will always be present. The government's response to mitigate and adapt to this hazard is through the creation of hazard maps. Hazard maps are developed to indicate the places where most of the natural hazard usually occur or most likely occur. Identifying these places can aid in informed land use, and the person in charge can create the emergency response plans. With the proper knowledge of hazard and the action to be taken if ever they occur will help in the reduction and mitigation of the dangers of this natural hazard to life and property.